Good day, fellas. I hope you are ready for your daily dose of skill. Today we are continuing our series top 3 favorite tanks of the community. Right? The tanks which have the most games played, and we are going to go down towards the tier 8 on the main channel, and on the extra channel we will go from tier 5 up to the tier 7. So this is going to be exciting, and this is going to be good stuff. If you're not aware what we are doing, we are pretty much taking the best replays of the people who dealt the most damage or had the most exciting game with specific tanks, and we are doing everything in one video. So that is quite an interesting one. And obviously I'm saying my opinion about the tank meanwhile. Anyways, top 3 most favorite tanks are T57 Heavy, Vaza, and Super Conqueror. Towards 14 days the same, 30 days the same, and 30 days the same. T57 can be very popular because it is top of the 3, or maybe not top of the 3, but it is featured in the battle pass. Maybe that's why. But either way, it is there and it is enjoying first position pretty comfortably. Anyways, let's start our journey and let's take a look into the T57. Why people might love this tank. Overall, T57 is kind of a good troll in a way. Even though it's not the hardest thing to penetrate T57 armor, because you are usually aiming for a cheeks and you are spanking this tank without bigger problems whatsoever. But RNG can treat this tank very well, and if let's say you are hitting somewhere here, it can bounce. If it hits somewhere side of the armor, it can bounce. And it has very trollish holes, so that is a good thing. But this is not the most important selling point of this vehicle. The most important selling point of this tank is 400 alpha damage magazine. You have 4 in the mag, you have extremely quick reload time, and you are able to spank pretty much everyone without any questions asked, right? The bad thing of this tank overall is gun handling, because it can troll you, but hits can fix many things. 340 millimeters of penetration hits, you are following the heavy line, and you are farming pretty much everyone what you can see in your way. Let's see how this tank will perform in not so shaky hands, shall we? Okay, fellas, we are going to witness Patras playing with a T57 Heavy. As you can see, he has quite a bit of the try-hard setup on this tank as well, if I can say so. We have bond equipment, we have quite some heat ammunition, we have obviously stabilizer on and whatnot. Now, to highlight everything about the T57 Heavy, you need to have hits. This tank with a piece is very different compared whenever you are shooting gold, you know, it's just how it goes. I haven't seen this replay, fellas. As usual, I want to make interesting for myself and interesting for you, because if I will watch replay 3 times, I know exactly what will happen, I know what he is thinking, and this is not what I want to do, right? And let's see how this professional World of Tanks player will play with this tank, and I have a feeling he's going to be awarded greatly for this game. Obviously, it's going to be epic battle, I do not need to say that, right? I believe that is fair and that is clear. And it looks like he's going to take a hold down position over there, which is very strong play, and it is very good play in my opinion. You can pretty much wait until enemies will get spotted while crossing, and then you can beat the living crap out of them. And it looks like this is exactly what he is thinking, and looks like exactly this is what he is doing. He's using the zoom out function to figure out what is happening around him, right? This is indication of a solid player, at least that's what I think, and he's paying attention overall at the things. Now looking into all of this, this is kind of risky stuff from his side to get so much in, but I have a feeling that he's seeing his reward in the end of the tunnel, and he is saying have a lovely day. 1.6 thousand damage in 6 seconds. This is absolutely insanity how strong this son of the banana is. You can say whatever you want, even though the T57 Heavy might not have the best platform ever, it has a lot things to offer. And we have a Super Conqueror in front. For a Super Conqueror, he's going to peek sideways because he doesn't give a F about anything, and he is just going to say, hi, how are you doing? He penetrated 3 out of 4 shells. He lost a bit of the hit points as well, but yeah, it's not stopping him from doing 1.2 thousand damage just like so. And in fact, all of those shells were high rolls, so it's more likely 1.3 thousand damage, which is absolutely glorious, right? And now obviously the situation is not looking that great. His team is losing battle by 5,000 hit points, or at least this is what we can see. 7,000 hit points, 0-5 situation. It looks like a typical 15-0 game, don't you think so? I kind of like that this guy is bold as F. What do I mean by saying this is he's going in front like crazy mother trucker. That's what I like about this guy, or about this play, right? He is not sitting in the bush and he is not waiting until enemies are going to pick the corner. He is doing calculated trades. He's peeking when enemies are pretty much nearby, so the gun handling will work to the maximum, and then he is just farming, if I can say so, right? 4.4 thousand damage so far. The team is still losing heavily, which is quite sad thing, but it is how it is. Luckily for him, T57 did not manage to penetrate his trollish armor, and he is booming. 2 shots into the E100, very, very nice. But the score is still looking quite bad, don't you think so? I mean, 4-8, he's losing on 8,000 hit points, and pretty much his team has no position whatsoever, right? So it's far away from being great, don't you think so? And now obviously 340 hit penetration, yum yum yum. E100 is going to take one for the team, that's for sure. Excellent, very, very nice. Very, very nice. The E100 was still on the reload, right? That's why it happened this way. So what do you think, fellas? Is it possible to win this game at this point? Logically thinking, fellas. The score is 5-11. 5-11. On the paper, his team is losing by 11,000 hit points. I mean, it shouldn't be a victory, right? Let's see how this game will go. So, the team overall is just holding this sub-place, if I can say so. And by saying sub-place, I mean this this sub dropping down here. Is it called sub in English language? I think so, right? So, pretty much his team has absolutely no play left. There is only one thing what his team can do, and it is to defend this position. All of them are relatively healthy. Mediums are full health, IS-7 is half full, T57 is half full, and this is the moment when you just simply want to hold the line. You do not want to be that player who will go through the middle of the field and say, I will decap, I will decap, I have you covered, I will decap. This is not what you want. Grille is going in front, Grille cannot turn, and Grille is getting a free ticket to the garage. Beautiful. 7.6 thousand damage already. Yeah, it looks very, very bad. It looks very bad. He's getting flanked by pretty much every single mother trucker in this game. But those mediums are holding the flank as much as they physically and possibly can. There is a Leo 1 trying to make pressure. Do not forget that Super Conqueror who will get closer in a moment as well. And looks like T57 is committing. T57 is eliminating Leo 1 from the game, and now he is saying hello for the Super Conqueror. No gun depression, which is quite unfortunate. But let's farm some damage. Look at this beauty. 1.6 thousand from the magazine. Now obviously this Super Conqueror, he shed his pants a bit, but look how the score looks like after this. The score is 10-12, and his team is losing only on 3,000 hit points at this point. Holy bananas, what a game this is. He's loading the standard clip. He has intuition perk as well, you could hear that clink. And he is pretty much farming the Super Conqueror sideways. What a good play. This guy understands the difference between APs and hits, right? He made a decision to go for AP ammunition because Super Conqueror sideways definitely doesn't have any armor whatsoever. So yeah, that is a good play. Meanwhile, Esterva is finding the keyboard and Esterva is saying, I will farm you like there is no tomorrow. He's waving like crazy mother trucker as well. And you know what? He's out of ammunition. 11,151 damage dealt, and he is out of the ammunition, but enemies doesn't know that. So IS-7 is the guy who needs to carry this game, otherwise it is a game over. Otherwise it is a game over. He's saying, and you can witness this yourself, T57 is saying wait, and he is saying ammunition is empty, and here you go, IS-7 picked the kill. How the flying F they won this game? How? Absolutely nuts, fellas. Absolutely nuts. Looking into the score, fellas. For awesome performance, Patras got awarded with a 3rd mark of excellence. Ace Vanker, a high caliber. And look at those remaining forces who survived for so long. What a fight that was. He finished everything with 11,000 damage, 1.6 base experience, no ammunition left whatsoever, and he got even profits. 52,000 profits. What a situation to finish the 3rd mark of excellence on your tank. Beautiful. Anyways, Vaza time. Now in action we are going to have Vaza 55. And what Vaza 55 has to offer? Fellas, this vehicle is beautiful. It is a hybrid between the medium tank and heavy tank in a way. And the best thing of Vaza 55 is the burst fire. Gun handling is not ideal, that's for sure, but the burst fire is insane. Think about this. You are reloading for 19 seconds, and after 19 seconds, not only obviously you are quite quick and you can get into position quickly, but in the same time you can burst enemies for 1000 in 2 seconds, and then after 19 seconds you can repeat the same process. I don't think it is very beginner friendly tank. I think you need to spam a lot of APCRs in order to make this tank work, and you kind of need to use bounty or bond equipment, but this tank nevertheless is beautiful. Let's see how this tank performs nowadays. Enough of rambling about Vaza 55. Let's see Vaza in action. And fellas, we are having pleasure to watch Rom in action. And let's see what Rom will do in this game. Obviously, you know that and I know that the game is going to be very, very good. Let's see how he is going to achieve this type of score. So first things first, I can see full APCR spam. I can't blame Vaza players for doing so because APCRs is so much more superior over APs. I just simply can't blame them for that. Plus on top of that, the gun of this tank is far away from being ideal, right? Let's say that straight. Matchmaking wise, matchmaking is tier 8 matchmaking with a lot of heavy tanks, and this is very, very, very good stuff because usually you can punish people very, very well like so. Meanwhile, unfortunately, he did not manage to spank this guy crossing, but I believe he is going to be fine with this Baza. Baza first hit into the side, he is chilling, and once again we can see one more thing which is important to highlight is how people are using this zoom out mode into the game to see what is happening around them and not to get their tunnel vision to begin with, right? So this is the theme, what I noticed so far. Anyways, good matchmaking. Map is not so good. In my humble opinion, Airfield is disgusting map. I truly do not appreciate it and I do not like it, but it's only me. Maybe I am, oh, E3. Whenever he saw E3, probably he reacted the same way as I did. Oh, E3. And that's it. And he is not going to peek unless E3 is going to make a mistake. And this is exactly how the things are looking like. He's taking his time to turn around and he is going to the other side, which is a smart play. Meanwhile, He is politely asking M103 to fall back, and he is taking this semi-hold down position, right? Okay, not bad. Meanwhile, the gun handling of Vaza can be pain in the butt, fellas. Truly. This is the situation which is very important to highlight, and I said the same thing in the intro, that the gun handling, yeah, you have a burst, right? Burst is absolutely glorious, but in order to make and to get the most use of this tank, you kind of need to spam APCRs. And even with APCRs, it is not the easiest thing to do the things overall. So this is definitely important thing to highlight. Anyways, the game is going slow. After 2.5 minutes, the score is 0-1, so it is not a bad thing by any shape or any form. And I have a feeling, oh yo! Oi, oi. Yeah, I feel him. I feel him, fellas. He got rebalanced by the tier 8 premium tank. Minus 875 in the face. Oi, oi. And gun handling is not treating this gentleman well, unfortunately. Okay, fellas, the story will have a happy ending, so we are okay. We are fine. And the play which this gentleman is doing, it's not bad whatsoever. It's just not bad. He is doing everything properly. He's holding the line pretty well. He is playing hold down to the best of his abilities. He is checking out what is around him, right? As you can see that yourself, right? He is just he just wants some help in this situation. So whenever this Fava will shoot, he is going to peek sideways and he is going to clip the living crap out of this guy. Unfortunately, that was a bad trade and a bit of the greediness from his side, but RNG is fixing the things. Fava forgot to take the fire extinguisher and Fava is going straight to the garage. Unfortunate. But looking where the hit points goes, he doesn't sit very well. Only 900 hit points left. Obviously 3,600 damage is not bad whatsoever, but there is still a lot of things to do, and luckily he found the tourist motion. Appreciate your local tourists, fellas. Motion doesn't give a flying F about the 3 guys farming him in the side. Motion wants to hit this object, and there is nothing what you can do to change his mind. Well, at this point he's in the garage already, right? Unfortunate. Anyways, in this situation, if I would be in Vaza's side, I would just simply hold the line the same way as he does, honestly. Ay, he's melting with the hit points. You know what? Whenever you will see the endgame score and how everything will play out, it is even more impressive that he managed to get this score while being down to fartable or being down to one-shottable. This is very, very good, and this is very, very nice. Anyways, his team is losing the game, and he kind of understands this, I guess, and he wants to relocate completely because he knows Fosh B is sniping from the back. He knows it is very, very hard to make hardcore pressure this way without getting farmed, so he is changing the flank completely. I like what I see, fellas. That is a very good stuff. So what he is going to do, will he join the guys here, or will he go to the more southern position? And yeah, looks like this is exactly what he is doing. So I believe what is happening in his head at this point, maybe he wants to blind shot the Trash 103, or he wants to simply spot Trash 103, right? Have you pay attention at this, fellas. He marked where enemy might sit, and he's going for a blind shots. You sneaky bugger! You sneaky bugger! He's blind shooting the standard bush. I really like what I see, fellas. I really like what I see. And now probably he's having the conflict in his head. Should he make pressure against the Jack Tiger or not? And this is a very risky thing what he is doing, looking into all of this. Because if Jack Tiger will simply commit for this and Jack Tiger will say blah, 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 he's going to have a humongous problem over there. That's what I think, and this is how I look into this. Although Jack Tiger is making a bit of pressure, don't peek yet. Okay. Okay. Side scrapping against Jack Tiger, this is brave. Fellas, this guy is brave. Very brave guy. Smarter Jack Tiger would be able to penetrate him, and smarter Jack Tiger would have sent him into the garage. But okay, fair enough. Everything is fine. Everything is okay. The most important thing is he is still alive, right? Meanwhile, his friend peeked against Jack Tiger, so all he needs to do, he needs to claim his life and go on the reload. As you can see, he's not wasting a single second. He's going on the reload instantly, and at this point he is trying to figure out what the flying F he's supposed to do now. I have a feeling he will go for some more blind shots or something, or maybe he will try to be a bit greedy against this Trash 103 or German CDC AK-07. This is interesting situation. Whenever you do not have that much hit points left, you need to be very, very smart of how you are going to do the things. And perfect timing, fellas. German CDC shit his pants. Truly. Very, very, very nice. This is a good timing. German CDC tried to escape, and unfortunately he got caught off guard. There is not much what he can change about this, and he needs to simply accept his responsibility for all of this. Although this is very greedy play, fellas. I'm looking into all of this, and I know sometimes you need to be greedy and whatnot, but this is this is very greedy. Yeah, I was about to say that. Okay. Trash 103 spanked him in the face. Unfortunately, he missed the shot as well, which is quite sad, but it is how it is. Now, officially, he's down to fartable. If enemies are going to load high explosive ammunition, there is a big chance they are going to send Rom to the garage, right? This is quite a greedy play, but in the end of the day, he is having a solid 7,200 damage, which is all the time welcome, and it is all the time nice, right? What to do now? 6 minutes on the timer left. The time started kicking into the butt of the Rom already. If he wants to win this game, he needs to figure out how to make some kind of pressure. And if I would be in his place, I would not make any pressure whatsoever now. I would just sit around the middle, and I would simply wait until Type 61 would get spotted, or if E3 would make a bit of pressure, or Foch would make a bit of pressure. And I noticed quite an interesting strategy from this guy's side. He is tagging allies by saying help me, and he is asking to spot. Quite an interesting strategy, I'm not going to lie. This is quite an interesting strategy, fellas. Okay, Type is speaking sideways. Can he connect the shot? He cannot. This game is perfect example of what Vaza is capable of. You can do a lot of bad things for the enemies, but in the same time, you need to keep this in mind that the gun handling is far away from being ideal with this vehicle, right? At least this is how I look into this tank. I know I can do 1000 damage relatively quickly, but in the same time, it's not as simple. Wow. You are missing every shot which you are not taking, and that was a solid lucky shot. Whenever Type 61 is about to escape, that was probably a pixel hit. Very nice. Very nice. 8,200 damage, 300 assisting damage, 4 minutes on the time left. The time is kicking into the butt of this gentleman already if he wants to win, but if he is going to make a hardcore pressure, this is not going to be very good. Luckily for him, 2 medium tanks are making quite a bit of pressure here, and I assume what is happening in his head is he doesn't want to make that much pressure himself. Because he is just simply down to fartable. There is still plenty of the guns left in the game. Any mistake will lead you to take one for the team and to go back to the garage, right? Although, keep your eyes to the timer. 4 minutes left. Fellas, I can promise you that it's not going to be a draw. How about this? Type 61. Eliminated. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. 8,600 damage. What is happening in this gentleman's head? Probably he's thinking about this E3 or Baza. Oh, Baza, he's going to go up for sure for Baza. Yep. This is exactly the same thing what most of the people would do in this kind of situation, right? And the lucky mother trucker. No blind shot. Lucky mother trucker, he's not getting penetrated by 1-1B with a hit ammunition. If you are not aware of that, 1-to-1 B has 350 millimeters of penetration. It is insanity. So not to get penetrated by him, it's quite lucky. But you know, speaking about the games like this, fellas, you need to be a bit lucky. You need to have a bit longer games. You need to have a bit weaker enemies, or you need to be super good yourself, you know? This is how the things are looking like. Meanwhile, this is very interesting communication. From the communication, it looks like this gentleman is a bit greedy, and he doesn't like to see that other players are doing damage, you know, like fall back for Mr. Borat and whatnot. You know, I can taste a bit of the greediness, but maybe it is only me, and maybe I am special and I do not see something deeper over there. Anyway, Scorpion, side shot to the Scorpion, excellent. And now he is going in. Only 5 heat ammunition, well, only 5 APCR ammunition, AK gold left. And there is still a lot of things to do in the last 2 minutes. So what will happen now? Will he go for a cap, or will he go for a farming damage? I do not think he is going to cap, considering how he played this game. I do not really want to believe in that. Oh, Rom noticed that he has 9.4 thousand damage, 10,000 damage. Here we go. Easy game, easy game. He's excited about his 10,000 damage, and you know what? He should be. He has 9 kills, fellas. This gentleman has 9 kills already. Can he get his 10th kill in 1 minute 30 seconds? And most importantly, can his team win this game? At this point, he is becoming a bit desperate, and I cannot blame him for that, because he is seeing his 1 kill away from getting 10 kills, and he really wants to get this E3. Me, please! Once again, I can tell you one thing. I would give him a kill as well if I would notice there is a guy with 9 kills and he's going for his last kill in this situation. You know, that's what I would do. I would give him a kill. Yeah, I can see a bit of the greediness from Vaza's side. I can see a bit of the greediness. He's asking others to take a shot for him, and so on, so on. Once again, I can understand that, but I can feel this vibe whenever I am watching the replay. I do not really think this is a gentleman who would oh my bananas, how? What a team! What a team! What a team! Borat is saying mine! Mine! Yoink! Yoink! This game. Okay, we have seen a lot of the things. We saw very, very good performance overall. We can see 10.8 thousand damage on the paper, but overall this is 11,700 damage, 10 kills, all of the medals overall, 1.7 base experience, obviously Ace, Pulse Medal, Spartan, Steel Wall, High Caliber, Top Gun, and I can tell you one thing, I got a bit of the greediness vibe from this replay overall by how this guy played. I don't really think he is one of those gentlemen who would take one shot for the team in order to save the ally. I think he would rather let the ally die and do more damage. But once again, it is only me, and this is what I think. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but this is the vibe which I have seen in this video. Tell me in the comment section down below, do you agree with me or not so much? Anyways, Vaza in action. Let's see how what do I think about Super Conqueror and what is so good about that tank. And last but not least, Super Conqueror. Super Conqueror is absolutely powerhouse of the heavy tank. It is a perfect ridgeline warrior. Whenever you are using your gun depression, you have laser accuracy where the gun goes. And overall, you are extremely powerful tank. What you need to watch out, obviously for high penetration ammunition, because you might get penetrated in the face even whenever you are using the gun depression. But other than that, this tank is very, very nice, at least in my humble opinion, right? And once again, the biggest highlight of this tank, ability to play on the ridge line, and in the same time, gun is truly making this tank absolutely amazing, and obviously DPM as well. DPM of this tank is not bad whatsoever. Anyways, let's see how much damage a professional player will make with a Super Conqueror and how he will make it work. And the last but not least, we are going to see Super Conqueror in action. Taco Jr. is playing with his beloved Super Conqueror. Once again, a full tryhard setup. You are getting those kind of scores whenever you are tryharding, right? Bond equipment, gold, big consumables, nothing too crazy and nothing extraordinary here, right? Also, let's see what this gentleman will craft overall where this game goes. You know, the game is going to be awesome. This is the whole theme of the videos like this. But let's see how he will play and how he is going to make Super Conqueror work. As mentioned in the intro, for a Super Conqueror, it is perfect cooldown beast, right? It has extremely good gun. It has great accuracy. It has armor as well. So all he needs to do, he needs to get to the hold down position and he is going to have the best time of his life, and this is exactly how it looks like it's going to be. He's going hold down and he is going to say hello for other Super Conqueror. Not a big surprise, to be completely honest with you. This is the right play, and this is the very beneficial play as well, to be fair with you, right? Beautiful shots into the frontal mantlet, and with a gold you can penetrate Super Conqueror into the frontal mantlet, so it's not a big surprise. Meanwhile, luckily for him, he found the tourist T75 who is trying to cross, and now this is the battle of the Titans. This is a battle of two Super Conquerors, sniping to each other turrets, or I suppose to say frontal mantlets, or the turret necks, however you would call this, and both of them are going ham to each other with APCRs loaded, which is fair enough, and this is what you can expect to see. Meanwhile, very juicy snack spotted Fava, and he's thinking how to craft the good angle, and oh, high explosive on. He managed to craft the angle. No! He really wants that, Fava, fellas. I can promise you that. He's dreaming about this, Fava. He's trying to get the proper angle to spank him, and he's thinking, come on, gun depression, know how to make you work. Wait, fellas, he's getting there. He's getting there. He really wants to spank him, but he gave up. He said, you know what, doesn't really matter. It's okay, I don't care anymore. You know what, I have targets in front of me, so I don't really mind. Not the finest traits against the other Super Conqueror, and this is like the battle of the Titans. Both of them have the same abilities to penetrate each other. Both of them are sitting hold down, and this is hold down meta in the world of tanks to the certain extent, right? Meanwhile, E100 goes sideways. Luckily for him, E100 is shooting the standard ammunition, and now it looks like this is going to be a farm. E100, greetings. Luckily for him, Super Conqueror did not penetrate at him, so he's just going to farm this E100. Okay, E100 actually had a repair kit, so hip hip hooray. He's already fuming for how enemy Super Conqueror is playing. Enemy Super Conqueror, I assume he has quite a good aim, and in the same time he is a bit more lucky than this Conqueror is. And once again, this is the battle between the Titans, fellas. E100 sideways, high there. E100, instead of loading heat, he loaded high explosive ammunition. Fellas, appreciate your local tourists. Appreciate your local tourists. Love your local tourists. What we would do without casual players in the world of tanks. What we would do without it. Think about it. Meanwhile, E100 still has an angle, but probably he's shooting high explosives. So, to be fair with you, Taco Jr. is not too afraid of this situation. Even though if this E100 will go for him, he's thinking, yeah, what he is going to do? 200 alpha damage, I will be okay. Not even 69. Not even 69, 68 damage. Okay, fair enough. And now we are having the grinder in the city. Super Conqueror, 1.9 thousand hit points against Taco Jr. with a 500 hit points. Taco Jr. is not very happy about this. He is trying to figure out how the flying F, the Super Conqueror, is penetrating him in the face so reliably, and he doesn't. And truth to be told, probably enemy Super Conqueror either has better aim or better RNG, and there is nothing what you can change about this. You can only accept it, and you can only say, fine, fair enough. This is how it feels like to me. Meanwhile, other E75 traveling around, beautiful. Luckily for Taco Jr., he's a bit of the tourist, so that means a bit of the free damage in the side. 6,000 damage dealt already, and it's only the start. There is still plenty more to be done. He knows the weak spot. Speaking about the Taco Jr. is very well aware of where to shoot and how to penetrate the enemies. He knows where to aim and where to shoot. You see? He's aiming straight into the E75 cheeks. He is not even aiming to Cupola, which Cupola is obviously a harder target. You know, it's significantly better to try to cover... It is significantly better to cover bigger space of the tank. It's just easier to penetrate if you can penetrate. It's the same situation whenever you are meeting, let's say, Primo Victoria. If you can penetrate Primo Victoria in the face, why would you try to shoot to Cupola, you know? It just doesn't make sense. In the end of the day, Taco Jr. won the fight against the enemy Super Conqueror, and I can tell you what enemy Super Conqueror has done wrong. He decided to be greedy. Greediness kind of destroyed him, and greediness kind of punished him very, very heavily. But once again, greediness is greediness. Everyone experienced that, and I believe you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, what is the correct play? If I would be him, I would never try to make a hardcore pressure like this. This is just simply not a good idea, fellas. It is not a good idea. Meanwhile, he figured out the angle how to spank this fava. And at this point, I assume... I was about to say he's going to camp this type of angle, but looks like he doesn't want to do that. High explosive on, 500 in the face. Fava took one. Fava is not feeling too happy about this, but he might peek once again. Intuition perk is so OP nowadays, fellas. If you know what kind of ammunition to use on one or another tank, intuition is OP in my humble opinion. Aha. He noticed a good angle. He noticed that he can easily farm tanks who are going from the field towards the city. So he is feeling absolutely amazing and very, very well. 8.3 thousand damage dealt already. 8.7 thousand blocking damage as well, which is quite insane whenever we are thinking about this, fellas. It is more than 3 times the amount of the hit points this tank has. So this is very, very good. Meanwhile, oi-oi, reverse side-scrapping technique, and Vaza did not penetrate him with a hit. Ooh, this guy is surprising me, my man. Taco Jr. is showing the class here. And in this situation, once again, it's kind of similar. It is kind of similar situation like we had with a T57 Heavy. You are stuck in one position, and there is simply no point for you to try to relocate. Instantly high explosive ammunition to Leopata to penetrate him with high explosives. I like this guy. This guy is doing pretty heavy lifting. Very, very nice. And now he's committing for it, apparently. Yep. I mean, tanks are spotted. We know T55 is not sitting somewhere here, so he is just going for it. He is just saying, yep, I want to farm. E75 Which one? Which one to kill first? Cupola shot, nice. Beautiful. Another E75 is sitting here. Probably he cannot even see the Super Conqueror. Sometimes it happens whenever we have the blindness on the map to the certain extent, right? More hit points over there, so sure he's going for more HP for Vaza. And now E75 sideways. E75 is dead, nice. I don't really think he has enough time to hit the Vaza at this point. Wow. Wow. What a risky play, and it's paying off. 11,000 damage in a moment, fellas. 11,000 damage. He has enough time. Good, he eliminated Vaza, and he is sitting on the casual 11,000. This is a humongous score, fellas. Meanwhile... Fava is playing with AP ammunition instead of loading golden high explosives, I suppose to say. Only one shot left. He doesn't want to shoot the CBR. At least I do not really think he wants to shoot the CBR. Nope. He doesn't give a flying F about that. He wants to get full damage shot. And he's finishing everything with a 12,400 damage. Taco Jr. used all his ammunition. He's out of ammo and he's saying, you know what? I don't even care. Just farm me, I am fine. If I would have more ammunition, I would fight till the last moment. But now, it is how it is. What an awesome games we witnessed. Obviously, quite a bit of the greediness. I'm speaking about the Vaza 55. And quite some teamwork overall. Wow. I mean, madness. Anyways, let's look at this. 12,400 damage. 6 kills. 993 experience with a defeat, which would be 1,500 if that would be a victory. And what a beautiful game that was. Meanwhile, I really want to highlight one thing. For enemy Fava, he needs to shoot golden ammunition. With gold, he will enjoy himself so much more. Skill, did you mark it Fava without gold and with a standard equipment and with no directives? Yes, I did. Video is coming soon. Anyways, fellas, that's what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed yourself and I hope you had as much fun as I did. Once in a while, I like to make videos like this to review the most popular tanks, why they are so popular, and how the best performances are looking like, where the damage goes and whatnot. So yeah. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope you had a blast and I hope you enjoyed yourself, and see you very, very soon. Skill is out for today. Peace.